Many devotees messaged me. I got message from many devotees, and most of them are saying we in the year in the year 2020 we did not hear the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. The last lecture was half. I mean, the book was finished just half, and also also devotees suggested that many devotees could not hear those Harikatha in the year 2020 because of lockdown. So all those recorded Harikatha is just audio, or they are mixed. They have some kirtan, some tithis came in between. Fourth point is that it does not have English translation. Those videos, those lectures does not have English translation. So English audience will not get any benefit. So the devotees have requested that we should continue listening to this. So so that is why we will continue listening to Sindhu Bindu. So all the Matajis must be happy now. They all are very happy actually. We will continue listening to this same Granth. We heard, let's recap a bit. Anya Bilashita Shunya, Gyan Karmadya Navritam, Anukulina Krishna Anushilina, Bhakti Uttama. The symptoms of Uttam Bhakti we heard so far. In that, I will not repeat, I repeated yesterday. We will continue further. It was said, we discussed Gyan Karmadya Navritam, that Bhakti which is not covered by Gyan, and means there is no requirement of knowledge, Gyan. Like we heard in Bhagavad Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam Katha, Bhakti Devi, she has two sons, Gyan and Karma. Bhakti Devi took birth in South India, Sri Rangam. We all went there. It's the birthplace of Bhakti Devi. And from south, Bhakti advances to Maharashtra, and she became Yuvati, means adult, and then came to Gujarat. These are the different places in India actually. Indian devotees would understand better. Sri Rangam, Maharashtra, Gujarat. But when she came to Gujarat, she became old. Why she became old? Because no one would ask her. But the moment she entered Vrindavan, Bhakti Devi, when she entered Vrindavan Dham, by getting the association of Vrindavan Dham, she again became Yuvati. Yuvati means young, adult. But Gyan and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation, these are the two sons of Bhakti Devi. Two sons means where Bhakti is present, knowledge and renunciation will also be present. These two sons of Bhakti Devi became old in Vrindavan. And Bhakti, which is the mother, who is the mother, she became young. Yuvati means young. Does this happen? Mother is always old and sons are always small and young than the mother. But in Vrindavan, by the association of Vrindavan, Bhakti Devi became Yuvati. Yuvati means young. And her sons Gyan and Vairagya means knowledge and renunciation, they became old. Because in Vrindavan, no one pay respect to, means no one really cares for Gyan and Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. Does this mean that there is no Gyani in Vrindavan? But here, Gyan, knowledge means what? This is the important point. What is knowledge here? What is that knowledge here? Which does not, which becomes very less important in Vrindavan. What is that Gyan? What is that knowledge? In this verse as well, Gyan Karmadya Navritam. Bhakti Devi Bhakti cannot be overruled or covered by knowledge. But which is this knowledge? Which is this knowledge they are talking about here? All knowledge are same. All kinds of knowledge are same. Is this the same knowledge which Shri Krishna gave to Lord Brahma? Shri Krishna also spoke Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam to Brahma ji. Shri Krishna also spoke Gita to Arjun. So all this knowledge are same? No. So let's hear to this point properly now. We need to know all this Siddhant. If we know, then we can never ever be, lost. No one can fool us, because there are many people who are here to fool us. And there are so many people who can fool us. They are very much like common. But do you want to become a fool? Maharaj is asking us actually. So by the sword of knowledge, uh, no one can fool us. That is so strong. And in that knowledge, Gaudiya Siddhanta are so special. So which knowledge we are talking about here? Knowledge is of three types. First knowledge is Tat Padat Gyan. You all can make notes. You can note down, because if you need to speak Harikatha, you can present these points in Harikatha when you get a chance to speak. There are three divisions of knowledge. All knowledge are not of same type, not of same level, not of same kind. So which knowledge covers bhakti? Which and we do not want that kind of knowledge. And which knowledge increases our bhakti, and we need that kind of knowledge. This we need to know properly. So first point, let's understand Tad Padat Gyan. Tad means Bhagwan. This knowledge is very essential. If we do not know who is Bhagwan, Shiv is God, Durga is God, Ganesh is God, Sun is God. Is this like God? No. Shri Krishna is Param Tattva Vastu. Param Tattva Vastu. Shri Krishna is Param Tattva Vastu. He is God. And he is Advay Gyan Parabrahm. Undivided absolute truth. That is Krishna. Advay Gyan Parabrahm means no one is beyond him. That Shri Krishna is Adi and Anadi. He is the origin of all. So everyone comes from him. Everyone comes from him. You can't say Ram is Adi. Someone can say Ram is Adi. Brahmaji said, Govidam Adyam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. You take any verse. I think this is Brahm Samhita, which Maharaj is speaking one verse. Nam Adi Purusham Tam Ham Bhajami. So Maharaj just spoke two verses from Brahma Samhita. Adi Purusham. Adi here means origin, mool, the one who is the origin of all. He Shri Krishna has no origin. He is the origin of all, root of all. All here means the entire universe, the all living entities, all associates, and all the incarnations of Krishna. They all origin from Krishna. They all have the Adi as Krishna. Krishna is the origin of all of them. Who's the Adi of Ram? That's Krishna. And even Narsimha Dev, he also comes from Shri Krishna. Krishna is his Adi. But no one says Ram no one says Krishna comes from Narsimha Dev. Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Keshavadrita Meena Sharira Keshavadrita Kurma Rupa Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Shavadrita Varaha Rupa Keshavadrita Bhrigupati Rupa Keshavadrita Rama Sharira Keshavadrita Shavadrita Haladhar Rupa. Then Keshavadrita Kalki Sharira Jai Jagadish Hare Keshavadrita. Shri Krishna, from Shri Krishna comes all these incarnations. Prakate, Udgam, Prakate. He is the origin of all these incarnations. That is why the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahmaji glorified Krishna in that. Brahmaji there mentioned one point for Shri Krishna. Narayan Stvam Sarv Devinam. You all can learn this verse. Brahmaji says, Krishna, are you not Narayan? Brahmaji said, Shri Krishna says, Brahma, how can I be Narayan? I am not Narayan. Narayan is different with Lakshmi. He's with Lakshmi. Brahmaji said, no, you are the real Narayan. Why? How? Nar means Jeev and Ayan means Ashray, shelter. Who's the Ashray, who's the shelter of all the Jivas? You are the one. Nar means avatar, incarnation, and Ayan means shelter, ashray. So all the who is the shelter of all the incarnations? That's you. So in Bhagavatam, Brahmaji said, Krishna is tu Bhagavan Swayam. So who is Avatari? That is Krishna. Krishna is tu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Avatari. Sri Krishna is Param Vastu. Our Gurudev used to say one point, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. One sadhak in this birth took initiation from Gurudev, and he completely realized that Krishna is the Param Ishwar. He's the only Param Ishwar, absolute truth. He completely realized this point, this sadhak. And although he could not attain Siddhi, he left his body, he died. And and so Gurudev said, his this birth is wasted of that sadhak? Gurudev said, no. Those sadhakas who completely understand and realize that Sri Krishna is the Param Vastu, Param Bhagwan, and he dies. For that sadhak, this present birth is completely successful, because to come to this level, to understand, to realize that Krishna is Param Ishwar, everybody cannot come to that level. Everybody cannot, is not so fortunate. You see among yourself, there's so many temples in your relatives and family life. You will see so many such people. No, Ganesh is Bhagwan. No, this is Bhagwan, that is Bhagwan. You can say so much Siddhant. You can give them evidence. Krishna is to Bhagwan Swayam. It's from Bhagavatam, but Keshav Dhrita, Rama Sharira. Krishna is the Krishna is the one who accepts all these incarnations. They will not accept this Siddhant. It's very astonishing. Why they cannot understand? Why we understand this? Because of our sanskars, impressions on our mind. To understand, to get to this level, we need a very big sanskar. We have accepted this Siddhant by listening, by hearing, by the mercy of Srila Gurudev, our because of our previous birth sanskars. That is why we are able to hear and understand and follow without any doubt the Siddhantas of Gaudiya Sampradaya, that Krishna is Param Ishwar. In Jayavadharam, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has also mentioned this point. So this knowledge which I just explained, this knowledge is does give any obstacle in bhakti? This knowledge covers bhakti? No. This knowledge is essential. We need to have this knowledge. And what else is being said here? This knowledge comes in which category? Tat Padharth Gyan. Tad means Shri Krishna, the knowledge of Bhagwan. That Krishna, who is the cause of all causes, Sarv Karan Karanam, Sarv Karanam Karanam, that Krishna is not just a statement. The entire Gaudiya Siddhant is in this statement. Means Krishna is a embodiment of opulence and sweetness. Aishwarya and Madhure. Embodiment of opulence and sweetness. Shri Krishna he's like the one question is here. Let's compare Bhagwan Narayan and Shri Krishna. Shri Narayan has complete opulence, no lacking in his opulence. But that Shri Narayan has complete madhure, sweetness? No. No. Other side, let's take Krishna. Krishna has complete madhure, but he has complete Aishwarya. Opulence is also is there in Krishna, and he also has complete sweetness. Both. In the pastimes of Vrindavan, we have heard how he is complete sweet, stealing butter, stealing the clothes of gopis. to play in the water of Yamuna, and many other pastimes of Vrindavan, of Braj. He performed in Vrindavan. So he is complete sweet, but also there's no lacking in his opulence. In the left hand, he carried Giraj Govardhan like this. Who can do this? Who can does this? So this is called pinky finger actually. This one. This is complete Param Ashwarya. Hun- uh, uh, Millions of gopis. With millions of gopis, it was one Krishna who performed ras dance. This is Ashwarya. The pastime is of sweetness, but in that sweetness there is complete opulence. With millions of gopis, between two gopis there is one Madhav. This is not less than any opulence. But in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Sri Rupa Goswami said Krishna's topmost opulence was revealed or shown in Brahm Vimohan Leela, where Brahmaji stole all the sakhas, friends of Krishna, and Sri Krishna, what he did, he showed his opulence. All the calves and all the friends of Krishna, they are they are they are who? Sri Krishna. Krishna manifested in those forms. Sri Rupa Goswami says, this is Sri Krishna's supreme or topmost opulence seen in Braj, where all sides is Narayan, Chaturbhuj Narayan. Brahmaji's four heads were shaking. Oh Bhagwan, I saw only one Narayan as my Isht, but that Narayan is all around here in Braj. This is the opulence of Krishna in Braj. So these two qualities of Krishna, complete opulence and complete sweetness, cannot be seen in any other incarnation. This is the Siddhant. That's why Krishna is to Bhagwan Swayam. Krishna is to Bhagwan Swayam. People say, you are Hare Krishna people, you only take Krishna as God. We are Har Har Mahadev people. We take Mahadev as Bhagwan. It does not depend on us who is Bhagwan. Not on us, not on others. Krishna is not adheen to us. No. All these Siddhantas of Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita and of Vedas and of Puranas, of Mahabharata, all these Siddhants prove that Krishna is to Bhagwan Swayam. He is Param Ishwar because he has complete sweetness and complete opulence both present in him, because he is the origin. He is the Adi. He is Anadi as well. He has no origin, no beginning. Why? Because he is the cause of all causes. He is Krishna has no cause. He is the cause of all causes. This is the knowledge. And and um, Krishna does not have any kind of uh, prakriti quality. Prakriti means material qualities. He does not have any material qualities. Like in Vedas, it is said Bhagavan is Nirgun. Nirgun means formless. But Mayavadi people follow that word as it is. That verse, that Krishna has no qualities. Bhagavan has no qualities. Nirgun means no qualities. So do you have qualities? Yes, I have qualities. I'm so good. I'm such a nice person. I have qualities. I am a great. But who made you? You have qualities, and who created you? who are the part and parcel of whom? I am the part and parcel of Bhagwan. What is the evidence? It is said in Gita ji. Bhagwan said, all the living entities are my part and parcel. It is said in Bhagavad Gita. When Bhagwan said, he says, Krishna says that we are the part and parcel of Bhagwan. That means the living entity also has qualities which are coming from Bhagwan. Which are coming from Bhagwan. Bhagwan is nirgun, means he has no quality, and you have all the qualities present in you. This is so contradictory. So that nirgun in Vedas means Bhagwan has no material qualities present in him. Bhagwan is Sar Vidya. He is the Khan. He is the embodiment of all the qualities. All the qualities come from Krishna. We explain the qualities of Krishna to our young students. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, many qualities of Krishna are described, explained, and further, Shri Krishna is Aprakrit Sarv Gun Sampan. Aprakrit means which is that world which is beyond this world, which is called Divya Dham, Chinmay Dham, transcendental world. The qualities of that world are different. Shri Krishna is Aprakrit Sarv Gun Sampan. Means complete. All transcendental qualities of transcendental realm are present in Krishna. All the six qualities, the origin is the origin of all these six qualities. Shri Krishna is Satchit Anand May Vigraha. Satchit Anand. Satchit Anand May Vigraha. Vigraha means embodiment of three: Sat, Chit, and Anand. Sat means Satta. The deity of Chit, Sat is Baldev Prabhu, Chit is Shri Krishna, and Anand means Radha Rani. Sat Chit Anand. The deity of Sat is Baldev Prabhu, Chit is Krishna, and Anand is Radharani. Sat Chit Anand Mai Vigraha. Ishwar Param Krishna Satchit Anand Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karan Karanam. So Sat Chit Anand, these three energies are of Krishna. The details we will hear some other time. Actually, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained this in Jaiv Dharma. And Shri Krishna is also Achintanayi Sarv Shaktiman. Sarv Shaktiman means all the powers appear or they come from Krishna. They are unlimited energies or powers of Krishna, but among those unlimited powers, there are 18 prime powers of Krishna. Shri, Bhu, Leela, Tushti, Pushti, Karuna Shakti, Leela, and there are 18 such energies, powers of Krishna. Karuna Shakti is the topmost Shakti of Krishna. Karuna Shakti. But he's a Sar Shaktiman, and his Shaktis are Achintane, outside. How is it possible? Achintane means inconceivable. Inconceivable. It's difficult to digest it. How is it possible? With millions of gopis, alone Krishna is doing the dance. How is it possible? And when they are dancing in the circle during the Ras Leela, two gopis with one Madhav. Between two gopis, there is one Krishna. So with and Krishna is like holding hands with each of those gopis. This is achintaniya, inconvincible. Achintaniya Sar Shaktiman Sampan. This is one of the quality of Krishna, which is beyond any chinta. Krish, from Baldev Prabhu, Baldev Prabhu comes from Krishna, and from Baldev Prabhu comes three Vishnus: Garbhadaksha Vishnu, Shirdaksha Vishnu, and Karandaksha Vishnu, and Shesh. And from them, all the creation is created. And Krishna does not touch them. All these incarnations, three Vishnus which I just said, they come from Krishna, but Krishna has no connection like that as such with them. Okay, how is that creation created there? Please report back to me. Give me the details. Okay, you tell me, Garbhadaksha Vishnu, what's going on in your universe. Okay, Shirdaksha Vishnu, Paramatma, please tell me, give me the update. Keep on updating me regularly. Krishna doesn't do that. Krishna does not do like this because he has no time. Krishna has no time. Shri Krishna is so no time for because he's so busy engaged in stealing butter. Krishna, he if he gets free time, but he has no time because he's always in Braj playing with sakhas, going for cow grazing to the forest. 9 million cows, so many cows he takes to the forest for cow grazing. He has to feed them water, and and he gives signals, tiri tiri tiri, to the cows. Means you all come at the bank of Yamuna ji for drinking water. Niri 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 means now you come in the water of Yamuna ji. So the cows will not drink water unless and until Krishna says choo choo choo. It's a very sign language actually. Uh, So when he says like this, only then the cows will drink water. So he has no time to check something else with the Vishnus. So in the night again, in at Nidhivan, Krishna has to perform Kunj Leela, Nikunj Leela, such pastimes. He has to convince Radharani to leave her man. On the other side, Chandravali, Krishna goes to her Kunja and takes service from her as well. Then he has to lie. When he comes from Chandravali's Kunja and goes to Radharani's Kunja, and they are such beautiful pastimes. And he completely lies, Krishna. How can he if has free time from all this? So which creation is created where? He knows everything. He knows everything. He knows everything where what is happening, how is happening, but he is busy. His schedule is very tight. Such beautiful pastimes in Braj, when we enter in such beautiful pastimes of Braj, then we will get to know Sri Krishna has no free time. He's so busy in Braj. Maharaj is actually reading something. He has to convince Radharani to leave her transcendental anger, and this is such a big task. He is busy in that. What is this man? Do you understand? What is man? This is Gyan. This does not cover bhakti. This is knowledge which does not cover bhakti. This enhances bhakti. It increases bhakti. This knowledge. Watch it. This knowledge we need, and every day we must attain this kind of knowledge. Man. Man is what? You all say, oh, Radharani became angry, offended, like someone's wife becomes angry. Her husband convinces her. He buys her some sarees, some clothes, and tries to convince his wife. No, this man, this topic of man, our Goswamis spoke a big history, revealed a big history, as if they did a PhD on man. Man is one emotion. Man is one feeling, bhavna. Man is not any person. It's not a person or personality. You can say Hanuman. That's not that man. Hanuman is different. This is man here. So our Goswamis wrote PhD on this man. What is man? You want to hear on this? Maharaj is asking. Priya Priyatam means Radharani and Krishna. Both are so attached to each other. Priya Priyatam, Radha and Krishna. There's no doubt in this. There's no doubt in this. Both are so absorbed and attached with each other. Both are together, but they cannot touch each other. They cannot embrace each other. Why? Because there is man present there. From here, Rupa Goswami started. Nayak and Naika, Radharani and Krishna are present, but even though they are present, they cannot embrace each other or touch each other. Why? Because that feeling of man, that emotion, that's heavy. That's heavy there. Now, this man is of two types. One is Hetu and another is Hetu. Sahetu means because of some reason. Sahetu, because of some reason. And Hetu means without any reason. Without any reason. Radha Rani, sometimes her man is because of some any reason, or sometimes it's without any reason. Sometimes there's some reason for her man, or sometimes there's no reason for her man. That man which is of some reason, that is because of Shri Krishna. Krishna Vipaksha gopis who are unfavorable to Radharani, and Tathast means those who are neutral but they are not favorable to Radharani. By Shri Krishna, the gopis or naikas of these two groups, Krishna praises them to the gopis of these two groups. So Vipaksh and Tathastha, by glorifying them, the naikas or gopis of those two groups, that transcendental jealousy which appears, that's called man. If I speak here, if I say, oh, Nitin Prabhu is such a good Kirtaniya, he speaks such nice Hari Katha, and he does so many services. By listening this, by hearing this, if our Prem Pradeep Prabhu, he will get jealousy, Irsha, jealousy. And when I come to India, then he will not talk to me. Okay, on Zoom, Maharaj always speaks the glories of Nitin Prabhu, and when he is in front of me, he says, "You should be with me." Then what happened? By listening or hearing to others' qualities, if we become jealous, this is called man. Now you will say, in Vrindavan also there is such things present in the Dham of Bhagwan, but this jealousy is not like ours. This jealousy, the jealousy in Vrindavan, this has the cause of Krishna's prem, because you should not think Then what's the difference? We are jealous here and gopis are jealous there, Radharani is jealous there in the dham of Bhagwan. No, what happens here is tamoguni because of mode of ignorance, tamsik bhav, because of passion, mode of passion. And in the dham of Bhagwan, what happens? It has no passion, no ignorance. It's nirgun level. There's these such sweet pastimes take place, which has no mode of sweetness, passion, and ignorance. So that nature, which is at the stage of nirgun, that has anand. This is the reason of man. Without sneh, there is no fear. S- with, and without pranay, there is no jealousy. What does this mean? If sneh is present, only then there can be fear present. Fear. Radha Sundari and Taruni Gopi both have sneh. Sneh means prem. Both sisters have love. Because there is prem, love, sneh present, that is why there is fear present. If one becomes offended, I have to convince her. I have to make her happy. So the cause of that fear, the root of that fear is love, prem, sneh. Otherwise, what's the connection with each other? If Nitin becomes offended, what does it matter? Let him be angry. Let him be unhappy. But if there is sneh, prem, then I'll also be fearful. No, he should not be offended. He should not be sad because of me. I should convince her. So the the cause of prem is fear, sneh. Unless until we don't have pranay. Pranay is also prem. Which prem? Which love? That love which is very condensed. In not ordinary prem, not ordinary love. Because only after prem comes sneh, man, pranay, rag, anurag. So after prem comes sneh, means that sneh is the more condensed level of prem. And that sneh, if present, then man will also be present there. So man is such an important topic. When there is no sneh present, there cannot be any man. I have no connection with you. How can there be man present as well? No, it cannot be present. But I have connection, sneh, praying with you, condensed love with you. Then man will also be present there. And when man is present, then which kind of man is present? I will not talk to you. I will not talk to you. I'll block your number. You did this, you did that. You do not care for me. You don't ask me. Sometimes you never ask me how you are. Have you learned any verses? So this is because of sneh. Because of sneh, there's also fear present. That though if you have love, prem or sneh with someone, that person should not be offended, should not be angry. So without sneh, there cannot be fear, and without prem, there cannot be jealousy. What is the cause of jealousy? If I um, love Nitin Prabhu, a show affection. I give him gifts. I keep prasad for Nitin Prabhu. I speak to him regularly, and there are other Prabhujis present. Prem Pradeep Prabhu. If he will become jealous seeing this, we both are God brothers. Why he is getting more attention or affection or prem or sneh? Because of that pranay, because of that prem, that love, jealousy will appear. So we have not completely understood man. This is just an introduction of man. It's a detailed topic. It's a detailed topic. The cause of sneh is fear, and the cause of jealousy is pranay. The word used there is pranay, not prem. What is pranay? That prem, when it becomes condensed, sneh man pranay. It's a condensed prem, condensed love. That level, and both of these, which both, sneh and pranay, are the um, they enhance prem. Jealousy enhances prem. In the books of Goswamis, such details are given. The Nayak here, Nayak means Shri Krishna. There's no other hero present here. It's not the hero of Hollywood, of any movie. Here, Nayak means Shri Krishna. Nayak is of Shri Krishna's Aparadhi. He is scared of Radharani. What kind of fear he has? Fear of prem. That's why Rupa Goswami says Aparadhi Nayak means Krishna is fearful of Radharani. He's fearing from Radharani. He fears from her. And Radharani becomes jealous. The cause of fear and jealousy is the man of Nayak and Naika. No one has spoken like this before to us. Rupa Goswami, if he would not have come, then this point no one would have explained or revealed that man has such deep detailing. So there are too many details present in this, actually, in man, this topic of man. So let's come back to our topic. Some other day we will only discuss man, try to understand. So nothing is concluded as of yet. We just heard so far because of some cause which some man comes, but there's also man without any cause, without any reason. This man which is because of reason, man with reason, this has this has three divisions. When Radharani shows man because of some reason, this kind of man has three divisions. Which are those? By hearing, by seeing, and by anumadit. Some other day we will discuss this. But the point is, do we need this kind of knowledge? Do we need this kind of gyan? Is this required? If we do not have this kind of knowledge, then our bhakti will not increase. We need to understand the pastimes of Radha Krishna with Siddhant, Tattva. These are the Tattva Vichar. Then we can understand why Radharani shows Man. What are the reasons of her showing Man to Krishna? This kind of knowledge is said तत्पदार्थ ज्ञान. Shri Krishna is स्वयं भगवत शब्द वाची. Shri Krishna is स्वयं भगवान. Krishna carries six opulences, and the one who carries these six opulences, he is Bhagwan. But simultaneously, this Bhagwan, you must remember this. Please note down. He has complete opulence and complete sweetness present simultaneously. Shri Narayan is also Bhagwan. He is complete opulent. He has Poon Ashwarya, but there is some lacking in his sweetness. Lacking is the distance between Bhagwan and the devotee. Bhakt and Bhagwan, the distance between both of them. This distance, because of this distance, there's lacking, some lacking in sweetness. On the other side, Sri Krishna has no distance from his devotees. He comes, his friends comes on his shoulder, and he takes them on his shoulder. Krishna, he takes their remnants. Krishna eats the remnants of his friends. So where's the distance here? This is complete sweetness. He bows down his head at the lotus feet of Radha Rani. Krishna bows down, and he says, Mam Shirasi Mandanam Dehi Path Valam. This verse is from Geet Govind. O Radharani, I keep my forehead at your lotus feet. You please um, give me the impressions of your lotus feet. Stamp the impression of your lotus feet on my head. Please prove it, show it that I am yours. Krishna says like this to Radha Rani. Because of I hanker to meet you, Krishna says to Radha Rani. And there's such deep separation that separation is like poison for me. That poison is increasing, and that poison has come to my head. So when you keep your lotus feet, which are very soft, very cooling, Shidal means cooling, please keep your cooling lotus feet on my head, then this fire of separation can be finished. This is Madhure. This cannot be seen anywhere else. In the Ram Leela also, in the pastimes of Narayan, you cannot see such sweet pastimes. That is why in Bhagavatam it is said Krishna is to Bhagwan Swayam. Shri Krishna is himself Bhagwan. Shri Krishna is himself Bhagwan. This vichar is not anywhere else. That is why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada used to display exhibitions, paintings, dioramas, exhibitions. The public would come and they would see. Everyone does not hear and understand. When they see, they understand. Some people, they see and they understand. So the public, when they would come, it would come, public would see, they will get these siddhantas, this vichar, they will get this knowledge, this gyan. That's why our Gurudev at Badger during Kartik Parikrama as well, he would make the children do dramas, play dramas. And by seeing the dramas, we also get knowledge, gyan, just by seeing these such plays. Like on Janmashtami, we make children do play dramas. So we will also do someday on Janmashtami, Shri Krishna, this kind of drama that Shri Krishna is bowing down his head at the lotus feet of Radha Rani. One side is Narayan pastimes, that Lakshmi ji is massaging the lotus feet of Narayan, but because of Maryada, Narayan cannot touch the lotus feet of Lakshmi. And then there can be comparative study between Shri Ram and Sita's pastimes. Sita ji is going to the forest. Ram ji is also in the forest. Sita ji gets some thorn in her feet, lotus feet. But Ram ji, Shri Ram, Sita ji would not let Shri Ram touch her lotus feet because Ashwarya is present there, complete. but because of some obstacle, some obstruction is there. That is Maryada, awe and reverence. That obstruction, that barrier is there. Because of that, there is lacking in some missing of sweetness, Madhure. But Shri Krishna's pastimes, in Shri Krishna's pastimes, one side is complete opulence, the ras is taking place. So the children, the students uh, can show that one Krishna is doing ras with so many gopis, and simultaneously in that same pastime, ras stops, and Shri Krishna is convincing Radha Rani to leave her man, and he's keeping her his forehead, his peacock mukut, his flute, Vamshi, at the lotus feet of Radha Rani, offering at her lotus feet. Smargar Khandanam, Mam Shirasi Mandanam, Dehi Pad Vallam. Hey Radha Rani, please keep your lotus feet on my head. And Krishna is folding his hands and saying this verse. Radharani, I cannot. This is not present in Narayan Leela. This is not present in Ram Leela. This is only shown in Krishna Leela. So this is also one theme. Uh, there can be a very nice drama on this. So when public sees this, then they get knowledge, gyan, they understand, oh, this is the right point. And by hearing, they think, oh, we hear so many lectures, but when they see shown, like displayed in front of their eyes, some scenes, then it strikes in their mind, oh yeah, this is the right point. So all these pastimes will be displayed, and the coordinator from behind can speak on this comparative study of pastimes of Narayan, Ram, and Shri Krishna. Why Krishna is Bhagwan? Because he has complete opulence and also complete sweetness present in him. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Shri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu ki jai. Shri Vishwanath Chaudhary Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Hare Krishna.